Hello students of Class 6. Welcome to the online tutorial classes for Vidya Bhavan High Secondary School. This video is for Class 6 Physical Science and the chapter that I am going to continue today is the element, compound and mixture. This video is part 5. So this video is going to be very interesting. Why? Because in the previous video we learned about the differences between the metals and non-metals, and now by the various kind of the activity we are going to prove that actually the metals and non-metals shows the different kind of the properties. The first we are going to learn about the sonority, then the the heating, that taking the heat capacity, and also the shining of the surface. So let's discuss. Now we will illustrate the properties of metals and non-metals in detail by some activity. Okay, so the first activity is according to the sonority or metallic sound. So here you can see that there is one thermocol ball, and this touching and vibrating the glass tumbler. Okay, if you will use a metal ball instead of this thermocol ball, then obviously it will give the metallic sound. So you can take a 1 rupee coin, and it is obviously made by metal, and a piece of charcoal, a form of carbon or which is a non-metal. If you can drop them from a height onto a concrete floor, the 1 rupee coin will heat the floor and it will dong, or it will produce one sound, the metallic sound. That means it will be sonorous as the coin is made up of metal. So it is usually referred as the metallic sound. While if you will fall this carbon, charcoal from the height in a concrete floor, it will not produce any sonorous thing, it will not produce any metallic sound. So here also, if you will touch one coin or one metal ball, if you just touch that ball to a metal glass tumbler, it will make sound. But if you will touch by a thermocol ball, it will only vibrate, but it will not make sound. That means the metals can produce the metallic sound when they are heated by any solid object, okay, or any metal. It will make the sonorous sound. Okay, so it is the activity 1. The second activity now. Here you can see that 2 kettles are there, and we are placing it on the burner. If you can also take one clean stainless steel plate and place it in the sunlight for some time, the plate shines when sunlight fall upon it. The things like these of the kettles will also shine in the presence of sunlight. Then when you touch them, you can feel that these are hot. These also, when you will touch them, you can feel these are hot. So a metal plate shines in light and becomes hot very quickly. As well, the kettles. If you will place that kettle not in a flame, under the open sunlight, they will also shine and also will be hot. After some time you cannot touch them. But this is not the case for any object made up of non-metals. Of course, the graphite will be the exception, because I told you the graphite is shining. Graphite have some shining surface, and it is very good conductor of the electricity. Okay, so I told you before also, the chemistry have many exceptions along with the examples. So you have to keep in mind all the exception with the examples, then only you can answer all the questions properly and you will learn that subject more correctly. Now moving forward with the third activity. Here you can see two metallic things are there and they are very much shining, right? So if the surface of a clean polished metal sheet, say a sheet of aluminium, appears shining in light, but the surface of a charcoal does not. In general, we can conclude that metals have shining surface. So these are also the metals, mainly the copper. You can see how much they are shining because it is the nature of them. Okay, so till now we learned about that for activity 1, that metal have some metallic sound, or that is called sonority, that non-metals doesn't have. In the second point, we learned about that when we place any metal in open sunlight, it will obviously shine. If you will place one plate on open sunlight, you will see that the light is reflecting, right? It is very much shining, and after some time it will be very hot. You cannot touch them by your hand because it is being hot after taking the sun heat. And in third activity, we learned about that if the surface is clean, then the metals can give a very shining effect. That is, by this only you can easily understand that it is a metal. But sometimes an exception like the graphites, it can also shine. Some metalloids as well also shines. That I told you that the metalloids, like some of the metalloids, not all, can also shine like metals. Why the metalloids also shines? Because metalloids have the both characteristics of metals and non-metals. Obviously not all characteristics, but some characteristics of metals and some of non-metals. So that is why the metalloids also can shine, but mainly the all metals usually shines. Okay, there are some exceptions as well, but usually all metals like gold, like silver, like aluminium, like copper, all can shine very brightly that most non-metals cannot. So students, I am completing this video with those idea of the activities that you can also do in your house. In the next video, we will discuss some more activities. Till then, thank you.